Well, Ubisoft has just revealed some shocking news about Assassin's Creed Online, which is supposed to be a multiplayer game that Ubisoft have been developing for a very long time now. Now, this information was reported by Kotaku, who recently spoke to one of the ex-Ubisoft employees who seemed to have been working on this project, and it seems like the multiplayer version of Assassin's Creed Black Flag was actually supposed to be this game that we already know, which is Skull and Bones. Now, the ex-Ubisoft employee has revealed a ton of information about what kind of an online game was Ubisoft having in mind in order to make this Assassin's Creed multiplayer, and it seems like there are some very harsh words that this ex-developer has actually used against Ubisoft, where he basically said that none of them at Ubisoft actually had any ideas on what they are basically working on. And his statement here basically says that nobody knew what the F they were doing. Like, Ubisoft themselves had absolutely no idea on what game they're working on, and they had absolutely no vision for this game and no end goals, and they just tried to make this online multiplayer version of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and according to the developer, they named it as Black Flag Infinite. And later, it seems like this game was branded into a whole new pirate game called Skull and Bones, and then it was delayed all the way from 2017 to 2021 and 2022, and now it is once again delayed to 2023. And the ex-Ubisoft developer is actually so frustrated that he has now said that it does not make sense on what Ubisoft is working on, and he also mentioned that a year later the game is still struggling to take shape and people are running empty out of ideas, and a lot of stuff still does not make sense, said one of the former employees. Just polishing it at this point would be a waste of time. So any of you guys are basically expecting to see a multiplayer version of Black Flag itself, which is also known as Skull and Bones right now, then you should probably know that this is coming from an ex-Ubisoft employee and reported by Kotaku's writers here. And it seems like Ubisoft themselves have absolutely no idea on what they are working on and what kind of a game are they creating. And since they don't have a vision for this game, it seems like the team is basically dragging something that is not really going to work out. So the best as of now, what I would say is that just keep your hopes low when it comes to Skull and Bones, because we don't even know if this game is going to be out or even if Ubisoft has any proper vision for this game and what kind of a game will the final product end up becoming. And the developer has also mentioned that no one believed February 2022 for launch would be actually possible, but you always have hope. One current developer told Kotaku following the latest announcement during Ubisoft's May investor calls, where he basically called this game out as a waste of time and a waste of budget. And just so that you guys know, this is coming from a developer that has already worked on this game itself, which means that he exactly knows what is going on around Ubisoft and what kind of stuff is going on around Skull and Bones and the multiplayer Assassin's Creed version that Ubisoft has been planning to make. But then the vision for this game is pretty messed up, and that's one of the biggest reasons why we always have to keep less hopes when it comes to this game. And I will of course keep every single one of you guys updated with any information that I receive regarding Assassin's Creed, as well as all the upcoming open world games and multiplayer games and basically all the Ubisoft stuff. And if you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, then make sure to do it so that you guys can get notified on all the videos that I upload every single day for you guys. And also, if you have subscribed, make sure that you guys are turning the bell notifications on and set the notification settings to all, because if you don't do that, then the broke ass YouTube platform, they don't send you guys the notifications of my daily videos. So make sure you guys do it. And with that being said, lads, let me know down below in the comments, are you guys excited to see what Assassin's Creed Online game is going to look like, since Skull and Bones is basically something that Ubisoft had in mind to be made as an Assassin's Creed Online game? I would love to know what your opinions are, so please go ahead and mention them down below in the comments. I'll love to read every single thought. And also, if you guys have any crazy new ideas for this game, then please feel free to go ahead and let the community know down below in the comments, because if any of the Ubisoft developers end up reading your comments, then this would always help them spark some new ideas, which could actually end up making the development of the game much better. So as a community of gamers, this is all we can do as of now, I guess. And I would also love to see what kind of opinions you guys have. And like you guys already know, I love to keep all of my informative videos as short as possible and on to the point without really having to waste your time or drag the videos all the way to 10 minutes long like other YouTubers for those ad revenues. So making these short videos means that YouTube algorithm is not going to be supporting my videos, because short videos does not generate enough ad revenues for YouTube. So that's the reason YouTube is not very happy when I post these short videos. But then if you guys could just go ahead and smack a like on this video and show your support, that would really mean a lot to me as a content creator. So please just take a few seconds of your time and show a very tiny tiny bit of support as much as you can. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.